We can hear the Solarian team under fire and encounter some logs of experiments the Archon was performing on the Milky Way species. We find some Milky Way people in jars, most notably a Krogan, and just walk past them into the Archon sanctum. We find a relic, which is actually a map to Meridian. Oh, is that what we were after? I don't recall the story ever telling us that. We were just told by the Moshai we needed to find it. And it's a map. Okay, great. It looked like the previous map on Aya, but whatever. Then the overconfident Archon makes an appearance, and again, like a Bond villain, tells us Meridian is more than just a terraformer, and feels like blowing up the Ark. So we fire up the EMP, and it turns off some electronics, but apparently not life support, artificial gravity, or ourselves, because us in our suits can just totally survive EMP blasts for some reason. I thought kinetic barriers couldn't protect against electromagnetic radiation, but lore. So supposedly the EMP opened up all those people in jars, and for some reason the Krogan from the other room decided to enter this room, and he has a gun on him, and he wants to fight us. How? Why? So we re-enter the room where all the other people in jars were. They appear to be empty. Who knows what happened to them, and how the jars are not broken or still have that fluid or whatever's inside of them. Sam suddenly detects Krogans close by our location that are scheduled for exaltation because, why not? I guess the EMP knocked out some shields or something. Anyway, Reika gives a distress call, and we have the choice of going with one or the other. Save Reika or save the Krogans. This is fine as a binary choice, but it brings the same problem that happened way back in Mass Effect 1. Save Ashley or Kaden that are pinned down or at the bomb site. For one, we have 3 people. We can easily split up the team. 2, we're a wrecking ball, and Drack and Vetra are more than capable, Drack being very motivated to save his scouts. And 3, we have a ship with other squad mates on it. Why didn't we bring more people? Why can't we call for more people? While by definition we at least need a binary choice of branching paths in games that have choices, the choices have to be completely one or the other. There has to be good reason and good value for choosing both. This is essential for character development, but not necessarily a plot. While it's great they do both, there's no character development here for Scott in this choice. For example, if you gave the opportunity for the player to Rambo either route and let his other 2 squad mates take the other, you'll find all the hardcore players will want to do just that. They'll want to get the best possible route. This will give the player a great sense of agency that, despite what the story is saying, they have the combat skills and gameplay to make things happen. This could be as simple as a scripted event with combat, or a real-time event where you're running around on a timer trying to do as many things as possible with both things happening. Interestingly enough, the lore, that is, Sam's ability to augment us, and the gameplay, both reflect that you can become a one-man army, but these choices do not.
Pathfinder, you came.
Reika, we couldn't just leave you here.
Thank you.
Well, you seem totally fine, and alone in a room. Why didn't you just run to our location if you were going to die? We could save the scouts and then come back and save the Solarians. Maybe there was a gunfight I missed here? Anyway, the Ark somehow breaks free from its tethers, and we leave with it and the Tempest.
A team will escort the Ark back to the Nexus. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you.
Thank you again, Ryder.
Who needs a team when Liam is up for the task? Hey, you know what? You could even keep this guy. That's my present to you.
Omni tools are tools.
But I owe you an apology. I made a mistake.
Oh?
I shouldn't have called you to say goodbye. The choice you had to make. I put too much on your shoulders.
Well, you really didn't. It was just a choice. It didn't really bother us. We didn't grow or change as a result. We didn't have any psychological or internal problem that choice brought to light. We weren't about to lose a squad mate. I guess Drack is a bit angry, but he didn't know those scouts existed till about 20 minutes ago. So it really wasn't that big a deal. There wasn't that much weight to it, and we personally didn't care. And if Sam just kept his mouth shut, we wouldn't have a choice to make anyway.
Since we're being honest, that was a hell of a position to be put in.
No, it really wasn't. You didn't bat an eyelash or complain or have any problems making either choice. You didn't grow, you didn't change. Could have been about ice cream flavors, and maybe PB didn't like vanilla, and that's what you chose. Boo-hoo, PB. and there would have been no difference. And two, we're the leader. It's our job to make the decisions. Save some no-name Krogans we don't care about, or save you and your team and some of the Solarians we only remotely care about because you are part of our infiltration. Whoop-de-doo.
I'm sorry. As Pathfinders, we have to serve our own people, but also the greater good. It's a difficult job.
Again, if the choice had any weight, if the stakes were greater and the choice mattered much more than it did, then I could see where this dialogue is coming from. But since we're Pathfinders and the Nexus is complaining they don't have enough magical people with Sam in their heads, and less Krogan dudes, this really wasn't that hard a choice. So Drac is angry, Sam says something about our dad. There's no drama here. No contemplation. With Vermeer, we lost a squad mate. We got to know that person. With this choice, we lost some faceless, nameless, numberless Krogans in pods we never knew existed. This is not how you make a choice out of a sequel where death is on the line, where you don't care about who dies, when in the first game, though it was somewhat flawed, it still did it better. So we get a scene with the Archon and someone named Primus who are questioning the Archon's motives.
With Meridian, we can transform every world in this cluster to a wasteland.
Why? How will that benefit you?
Either the subjects submit to exaltation, or we will use it to annihilate them.
How will using exaltation or Meridian, if you get control of it, annihilate others? They're still going to fight you, and if you don't keep exalting them, you're going to lose the war.
Now we must be the first to cross the threshold.
Alright, so the Archon somehow is seeing our flashbacks of when we died. He obviously didn't care, and can read our visual cortex. If I was the Primus, I'd be kind of concerned with whatever the Archon was planning with this ever so useful tactical information. He's becoming less genius mastermind and more creepy peeping Tom.
We must seize Meridian before it does. Like all lesser creatures, it mistakes a battle for the war. It doesn't know its weakness. Or its potential.
The potential of the unconscious or subconscious mind, the ability to dream, to envision, to perceive memories is amazing. What? We get back to the Nexus. We have a corny speech with Tan, and we have a Nexus Council meeting. They don't want to attack Meridian. Addison wants to focus more on outposts, and Kesh is hesitant about Sam, but it's all just talk. Nothing really happens here.
Why am I surprised? I don't exactly have a plan B.
I don't know. Why are you? In this instance, the proper expression through sarcasm is, why am I not surprised? If you're genuinely feeling surprised, you wouldn't be sounding sarcastic about your only option, and then state you don't have a plan B. These two ideas or attitudes do not coincide. Who is your editor here, BioWare? We find out Sarah wakes up from her coma. Reika comes up with some ghost storm technology, which creates fake images of the Tempest when we approach Meridian to confuse the Archon sensors. Okay, that's cool, but here's an idea. Why not put weapons on our ship? If we're attacking the Archon and he's in a ship, aren't we going to have a space battle? So why don't we attack his ship with our spaceship guns? You know, defenses are great and all, but weapons are essential here. We then have a meeting with our squad about approaching Meridian.
The Nexus leaders think our search for Meridian is a waste of time, but we know they're wrong. Turning on vaults won't be enough without the heart of the system. No, not me. We are going to defy them.
And it looks like an entire piece of dialogue was removed from, I think, Korra, and it just sort of kept going. So it looks like we're not going to fight them. We're going to try and get around them so we can then land on the planet, and then Tempest can retreat again. But let's say we get to the vault on Meridian, or whatever is there, and have access to it. What's to say the Archon won't overpower us with numbers, now that we have access or have the vault open for him? Or that he won't destroy it if he can't control it? we seem to be skipping over the very factor that is the enemy. He knows we're coming, and he has an army and a lot of ships. How do we stop his army, and how do we stop his ships? The ghost storm is just a tactic to confuse his sensors so we can get by. That's not a solution to stopping the enemy. Jaal wants to make presents for everyone because he wants to fit in. You can cheat with Sam and beat Gil at poker. Talk to Liam about his insane family who built a car, put it on a normal lightspeed transport shuttle that they stole, which will take 2.3 million years to get to Andromeda. Yeah, this guy's a real keeper.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Damn it, you got airborne hostiles inbound. Gonna try to keep them off you.
Careful, Cortez.